Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network, also featured on The Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HD2. What a night, gentlemen.
It is with great pleasure and enjoyment, excitement, whatever you want to call it, that we get to do a show this morning.
It is.
I am really humbled and happy this morning. I really am. Not only for everybody in Detroit, for selfish reasons, everyone at this network that's worked so hard over the last year and a half, 2 years, to have a night like last night, have the Lions move up in the draft for the first time since 2010. It's a special night. It really was.
There's only one question that needs to be asked today, or answered.
Okay.
Did the Lions draft the cocaine?
They absolutely did. Last night, the Detroit Lions drafted not only the cocaine. Maddy, if you could throw me that, please. The Lions didn't just draft any type of cocaine last night.
I don't feel confident.
Just throw it. Just throw it. The Lions didn't just draft the cocaine. What they drafted last night was the highest graded shit you could possibly get. At the defensive end position, they got a top 3 prospect, if you want to just be fair, right?
Okay.
He's at least top 3, Aidan Hutchinson. They also got a top 3 prospect at the wide receiver position, who on most boards was number 1 before that ACL injury. The Detroit Lions, let me just congratulate them. Brad Holmes, their staff, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I've said it for weeks now leading up to the draft. I really believed in the front office, Terry, that they operate differently. This is the first time in the franchise's history that I'm actually taking them seriously. And they reward everybody with a night I don't think people are appreciating enough yet. You traded up 20 spots for a third-round pick. Put that into perspective. You moved up 20 spots in the draft from 32 to 12 for a third-round pick. Yes, you swapped the first and second. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. You dropped 14 spots in the second round, and you moved up 20 in the first, and you got the number 1 receiver on most people's board. While the Packers are sitting there at 22 and 28, not sure if they want to move up for a wide receiver. Nobody had the Detroit Lions moving up in the draft for a wide receiver. Nobody.
They did not. And in fact, I'll tell you what, when the trade was made and we didn't know who they were going to draft, I thought Kyle Hamilton.
You know what? Honestly, there were 2 moves last night at pick number 12 that would have set me off the rails. It would have been Kyle Hamilton or Malik Willis. I would have lost my mind. But again,
But how can you go off on Kyle Hamilton when you have the edge rusher? The reason we didn't want Kyle Hamilton at 2 is because, well, you have no
there's no
pass
value
rush.
there. Look, Baltimore got a very good player at 14. And I think Baltimore had probably the 3rd, 4th best draft out of everybody last night. Having said that, no, Kyle Hamilton is, again, it's not needed for this team. What is more important? And again, I look to the market. What are GMs telling me? What GMs and scouts are telling me, Terry, and what they told all of us last night, is all those dumb motherfuckers who said, Kyle Hamilton is number 2, Malik Willis number 2 overall. That you're all dumb motherfuckers. You're stupid. You have no idea what you're talking about. And last night, what every GM, every scouting department told you was that the wide receiver position has never been more valuable than it is right now.
Right.
The second Drake London went off the board, it was wide receiver frenzy. Jahan Dotson went at 15. That was unexpected. That's what happens. Wide receiver market value, pass rusher value, quarterback value, safety. It's just the reality. You don't like it? Kiss my ass. I could care less. Last night, every NFL team told you what they thought of Malik Willis. The same Malik Willis that you said was worthy of the number 2 overall pick. He didn't even get drafted in the first round. And by the way, don't take my word for it, right? What does Adham know? Go ask one of the most respected franchises in the NFL. The Pittsburgh Steelers. They did their homework on Malik Wilson and Kenny Pickett. You know who they took at number 20? Kenny Pickett. So much for talent, so much for potentially being, oh my goodness, the next Lamar Jackson. God, Brad Holmes, thank you. Thank you for not doing the obvious thing. Thank you for not caving in. Thank you for not being predictable. Last night was not predictable. The reports were Kayvon Thibodeau. Information leaking Kayvon Thibodeau. And again, I could care less. Good. But it wasn't. And they had their pick in before Jacksonville's was even announced. And they knew they were getting Aidan Hutchinson. Why? Because Trayvon Walker obviously was going number 1 to Jacksonville. And they ran that card up to the podium so quickly.
They may have done that to protect themselves. My understanding
I am
is
very happy with them.
They told Kayvon Thibodeau they were going to take him.
I love that. Good. Play the deception game. And look, if they put out the reports to try and maybe increase the market value of the number 2 overall pick, fine. But they were taking Aidan Hutchinson. And boy, we'll get to the picks in a little bit. Thank you, Brad Holmes. Thank you, the Detroit Lions. I am so very happy with how you operated last night. That is a competent franchise to me. That's how a competent front office operates. They don't sit up there and, again, I'm not trying to dog any front office, all right? It's not in my best interest. Having said that, the Vikings. Rookie GM, Brad Holmes takes advantage of it. You moved up 20 spots, Terry, when the Packers needed a wide receiver and they had 2 first-round picks available. Mm-hmm. When there are many teams that needed a wide receiver and all you got was a 3rd-round pick. Oof. Oof. And again, Minnesota, Lewis Cine, congratulations, good pick. And they're going to pick at 34 tonight. And then at 66. Good for Minnesota. They got some capital. The Lions won the trade. They got a top 2, top 3 wide receiver off the board at number 12. In a year where everybody was talking about what, Terry? How good the wide receivers are and how it's going to be trade mayhem. And the Lions didn't give up anything, in my opinion, to move up for Jamison Williams. Aidan Hutchinson, Jamison Williams. A-plus night for Brad Holmes. A-plus night for everybody that works in the scouting department. And again, I'm sorry, Terry, but I have to say this one more time.
Go ahead.
To all of you that actually pushed and put your bold chest out there. Kyle Hamilton. Malik Wilson. How stupid do you look this morning? How stupid do you look? I am sorry. Corey, I love you, man. I'm sorry, though. You actually thought that guy who last year would have been a 3rd, 4th round pick was worthy of the number 2 overall pick? Come on, guys. I'm all for you like this player, you like that player. I can respect that. Kiss my ass and get out of my face with the idea that the Lions were going to spend a number 2 overall pick on a project quarterback or a safety. Move with it.
I don't think it would have been stupid to take the safety at 14, though, or 12.
No.
But
I'm glad that's not what they moved up for.
But you know what? And when I was looking at these mock drafts, when you look at who they had teams playing or picking, you can say I could see them taking that, except one team, the Detroit Lions. That's when they're like, "Hey, let's go have a bottle of booze, and then we're going to make the Lions pick," because they were talking about Sauce Gardner, Kyle Hamilton. Just things you would not do if you were a competent front office. I bet you next year, now that the Lions have proven themselves 2 years in a row, we're not going to see all this silly stuff with the Lions and
what about
these
next year,
drafts.
Terry? Wait, 1 second. I'm getting... Yes? Hello? What is it? Wait, the Lions have 2 first-round picks next year?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, you traded Matthew Stafford for draft capital, which you've never had in basically the last 20, 30 years? You have draft capital, and you were bitching about the Rams winning, and then it actually didn't matter because you actually have a GM that can operate? Wait, what? What? Hello? Wait, you traded up 20 spots for a 3rd? What? Really? You're kidding me. What happened to you're not a Lions fan if you're rooting for Matthew Stafford to win? What happened to having the number 32 overall pick severely impacted and held back the Detroit Lions? I am so tired of the same old Lion narrative from all of you people. I am so done with it. Good GMs, good front offices make the most of any situation. The Lions are so lucky, so fortunate to have Brad Holmes. 10 out of 10. Terry, there's the expression, it says, the saying is, when you develop into a man, there's that moment. You can equate it to whatever you want, but, it's that night, that instant, something that defines you as a man.
Right.
Last night was Brad Holmes' defining moment.
In the Jewish community, the Lions turned 13 last night.
Yep.
So they're a man. But, what we fought about all these weeks is, damn, Matthew Stafford is winning. So instead of getting the number 24 pick, they're going to get the number 32 pick. Brad Holmes took that equation out of it because now you had 32, 34, whether it was 31 or 32 or 26, he was going to move that pick and plus the second rounder to get something. And that's what he did. So it was irrelevant how well Matthew Stafford did last year.
Thank you. And
Didn't
again,
matter.
Next year, Terry, 2 first-round picks. And you traded up 20 spots. Guys, do you not understand the magnitude of what 20 spots in the NFL draft is? If the Lions were picking at 26, they would have moved up to the number 6 overall pick. Like, put it a little bit into perspective here. They moved up 20 spots for a third-round pick. Brad Holmes, I swear, if I could kiss you, I would. Unbelievable. Congratulations to you. Everybody that works with you.
I'm sure he turned down that kiss, though.
He can turn it down. I don't care. He gets it either way, man. Congratulations. Sheila Hamp, the decision with Spielman, everybody in that front office right now, congratulations. Seriously, last night, look, you guys can call me a cynic. You cannot like what I say half the time. At the end of the day, last night, that was some real company shit, is what I like to call it. That's how you operate. That's how you work. That's how you go about your business. You don't sit there at 32 and wait for the board to pay out. You like a player, you go get him. And for Brad Holmes and his staff last night, it was Jameson Williams. And they moved up and gave up essentially nothing for it. And they got the number 1 possibly wide receiver on the board tonight. Or, last night. That's a haul. And I hope that tells you very clearly what this team's intentions are. I'm not Mr. Crazy Man expecting 7, 8, 9 wins this year. They went out and got Jared Goff, a real wide receiver, along with Amon-Ra St. Brown. And now you have TJ Hawkinson and a deep backfield. Hell, they could still go running back later on in the draft if they wanted to get some fresh legs. This is a football team that is starting to come together. And you want to look a year, 2 years down the line, Terry. Whatever quarterback you bring in, they're walking into a really nice situation. A young tight end who you would like to see get healthy and obviously deliver. A deep backfield that could deliver no matter who is there because of the top 7, top 8 offensive line. Now a young up-and-coming wide receiver core. A defense that will get better under Aaron Glenn. They now have a premier edge rusher. They now have day 2 and day 3 to go out and get depth on the defensive side of the ball. Oh, and they have next year and the year after. What do you know? Brad Holmes knows what he's doing. What do you know? The Lions actually don't look like a stupid franchise. And to anybody that wants to sit here this morning, anywhere in sports media, and talk to me about the same old Lions, suck my dick. Suck my lousy fucking dick. Excuse my language this morning.
I think a lot of people would decline that wonderful offer.
Well, they don't have a choice, because I'll make them. Because they deserve it this morning, Terry.
They do deserve it.
Those idiots that want to see the Lions.
There's the same old Lion element, though, last night.
I want to hear it.
And the fact that it's not really being talked about is a testament to people believing in Brad Holmes. The Lions traded up for a player who's injured, which they've done in the past and has blown up in their face.
Yes.
So that's the only same old Lions.
As someone that's torn their ACL before, and granted I was nowhere near the athlete Jameson Williams was when I was 19, you can recover in 4 to 6 months. And in today's NFL, the ACL, it's just, you can recover. You can recover from it. I am feeling really good this morning. Again, they traded up for an injured player. He'll be ready by camp. Again, congratulations to everybody working with the front office last night in the Detroit Lions. Congratulations to all of you in the chat, every Detroit Lions fan. Congratulations. And I just want to give one more time a special shout out to every single one of you that actually wanted to see the Lions fail. You wanted to see the Lions take Kyle Hamilton, Malik Willis, Sauce Gardner at 2. You wanted to see them fail, and I'm glad they're not. And I'm feeling really good. And right now there are 2 teams that are trending really high for me up in the NFC North. And that's the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. The Packers are on a downward spiral, in my opinion. We got to take a quick break. When we get back, Corey Woods will join us to... Let's dissect the actual picks. We'll grade Aidan Hutchinson, Jameson Williams. We'll talk about the players themselves. But before we do, Maddy, could you tell everybody at home what's popping off on the weekends?
Yes, I can. You guys, I'm already ready for breakfast. But Big Boy is bringing back their signature buffet on the weekends, every weekend from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at your local Big Boy. Enjoy your favorites: eggs, bacon, sausage, mushrooms, grits, red skin potatoes. They've got it all. Head on over to Big Boy for the best breakfast buffet from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. daily.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
At Wing Snob, staying humble's not our forte. We just have better wings. We're back at it again with our crispy golden brown fries and our famous boneless wings. Juicy, tender, hormone-free chicken. Your favorite signature sauces with no bone. Just when you thought Wing Snob couldn't get any better. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wing Snob. We just have better wings.
Winning is a habit. So is listening daily to Woodward Sports. We're glad you're a winner, and thanks for listening.
Well, speaking of Kyle Hamilton and people we want to stay out of Detroit, Garden
Malik
Alarm
Willis
gets
too.
it. Garden Alarm keeps you safe and gives you peace of mind. Whether you're at home or on the road, their 24/7 local monitoring makes sure what's important to you is safe. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for peace of mind. That's right, you heard fish. 1-800-STAY-OUT right now and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Jesus.
All right, we are back here on the Morning Woodward Show. Thank you all for tuning in. My goodness. All right, Corey, have a seat. Have a seat, Corey. I know you were super, super busy last night. You look exhausted, but let's just start here. Aidan Hutchinson, Jameson Williams. That's some high-graded cocaine.
Woo!
And
It is.
it's easy to start with Hutchinson, but I really want to start with Jameson Williams because of how it unfolded. You traded up 20 spots for a third-round pick. Unheard of. Unheard of. I don't think Minnesota understood the value of their pick. Secondly, and more importantly, this is the kind of move that I think brings confidence to everybody, even though I think people were mostly confident in Brad Holmes.
Yeah.
This takes it to a whole new level. Corey, last night, the Detroit Lions fleeced not only the Vikings, but they beat out, potentially, the Green Bay Packers, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Baltimore Ravens. They beat out some legitimate teams that were looking at a wide receiver early on. And we all know how it works in the NFL. The second the first domino falls, all hell breaks loose. Drake London went, Olave, Garrett Wilson, then Jameson Williams to the Lions, then Jahan Dotson at 15. I thought that was a reach, even though I love the player. The Lions basically middle fingered the rest of their division.
They did their damn thing last night. So let's go back to that Jameson Williams things. First off, I seen some people saying that it looked like he was mad that the Lions selected him. I don't think that he was mad that the Lions selected him. I think that he was upset that he wasn't the first receiver taken. And I mean, he should have expected that coming off the injury. Having said that, I think it's a hell of a move. The Lions traded, 32, 34, and 66, and they got 12 and 46.
They swapped first and second round picks, and they gave up an additional third.
That's a hell of a move. You went ahead and got yourself a game changer, right? If you go ahead and you read the reports about Williams right now, he's recovering. He's ahead of a schedule.
He's on pace
his
for
recovery.
camp.
He's looking like he could be starting, the season with the team. So I think it's a hell of a move. You got a guy with game changing speed, and now you're talking about trying to see what you have out of a young Jared Goff, because yes, Jared Goff is still young. He's not 30. You're going to set him up for success this season with DJ Chark, Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown. You still got TJ Hawkinson, DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams. That is how you make the best out of the situation right there. Brad Holmes said a couple of weeks ago, before the draft started, that he was looking to be aggressive. He wanted a game changer in the draft. He went ahead and got it. He went ahead and moved up. I'm just going to touch on this real quick. I did want the Malik Willis. I'm going to own that. But for me,
I won't tell you to suck my dick. I love you.
But here's the thing, though. But here's my idea of it. I was wanting the Lions to do something bold. I'm like, okay, they're going to get one of the edge rushers there too, but just do something different. Do something bold. They went and got Aidan. Okay, great. I'm like, man, where's the bold move? That. Trading up to get that receiver, that was bold.
Was it true that they were considering moving up with Seattle to get Garrett Wilson?
I personally did not hear that.
Has that been confirmed or no?
Yeah, I personally have not heard that. But what Brad Holmes was talking about last night was when he seen that it was a chance to jump up and get him, the dude was basically salivating.
Honest question this morning. Could be recency bias. I don't care. Questions have to be asked. Who in the NFC North is trending more upwards than the Detroit Lions right now? Outside of maybe Minnesota, even though I don't think it's at a higher pace than the Lions right now. Because both are in the same situation. Need a franchise quarterback. They're not getting it this year. Both are committed to their quarterback for the next 2 years. Isn't that familiar? Young coaches, unproven. Young GMs, unproven. Even though Brad Holmes is in his second year now. I would say the Lions, Minnesota, Green Bay because of their history. Chicago's in the gutter.
The Lions are sitting pretty. And also, too, for the people that are mad that they traded up and got an injury.
Who's mad?
There are some people that are mad that they traded up and got an injured wide receiver, and I get it. But look, science has changed, and the recovery time and for ACL injuries is a lot different right now. And if you look at any report on Williams, he was still going to be gone in the first round. There was no concerns from scouts about his injury, and he was still going to be taken in the first round. He was not going to be the first one taken, but he was still going to be a first round pick.
He's the first one taken if he's not injured. Put it into
absolutely.
perspective.
So now you're going to get this guy. Probably going to take. It's going to take him some time to go ahead and get back to his top speed. But when he's healthy, this is going to be a major steal. You only got DJ Chark under contract for 1 year. You got this guy now for the next couple of years.
I hope this clears up Brad Holmes' intentions to every single Lions fan. They're not committed to Jared Goff long term. They are committed to Jared Goff this year or next year. That is a fact. They have zero interest in bringing in a rookie quarterback. Because you guys have to understand something. When you draft a quarterback in the first round, the clock starts ticking. You are evaluated based on that pick. Aidan Hutchinson could be a complete bust. It doesn't matter. That won't cost the GM his job. Not getting the quarterback right will cost you your job. Look at Spielman in Minnesota. What costed Spielman his job? He's a great GM. Very good. Couldn't get the coach right, couldn't get the quarterback right. What do you know? The two most important things to have on a football team. Corey, I thought the move, like you said, was bold. I think the Lions are in pole position, one, in terms of trending in the future. I'm not sure what the hell's going to happen to Green Bay. All I do know is that bill is due, and they're delaying it. And when this Aaron Rodgers experience is over, they're going to be in the gutter for at least 3-4 years.
Corey, here's where I think why you're hearing blowback about the Williams trade is because fans are still behind the times as far as wide receivers. You still here in this town, wide receivers, dime a dozen. Well, no, that used to be the case. That's no longer the case now. Wide receivers are now getting almost as much money as quarterbacks, and if you're willing to spend $15-20 million on Deebo Samuel, you must understand that it's better to get a younger guy on that rookie contract, the same as you would a quarterback.
You got a guy, when healthy, when he heals, he's going to have Tyreek Hill-esque speed. On a rookie deal.
Can I hug you? Thank you. This is the only person that I've had a conversation with that's brought that up. Thank you. Because he's not the prototypical 6'4". You don't need that. Tyreek Hill has proven that. And what the Chiefs did is they got out early. They didn't have to pay him. You don't have to pay Jameson Williams for 5 years. And when you do, you can extend him, and then you can finesse the contract in a way where if you trade him, you're not getting penalized for it. Like, there are a million ways to go about this. The Lions got a future number 1 wide receiver. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a great number 2. I'm not sure what he is as a number 1 yet.
And also, too, even if you move on from Jared Goff in the future, any quarterback you get is going to benefit from what you just built.
What are we talking about with quarterbacks? Why do they succeed? Why do they fail? It depends on the situation they walk into. Any franchise future quarterback, whether it's in the 2nd, 4th round this year or next year's 1st round, even though I think it's next year's 1st round, they are walking in to one of the better situations in the NFL. A young, dominant offensive line. Any running back would succeed. So all you really got to do is get one that could catch the ball in the backfield, really, and could pass protect. The second thing, young core of wide receivers. Great. A young tight end, ideally Hutchinson gets his shit together. On the defensive side, they're going to build it on day 2 and day 3 and all of next year.
And
get ready.
And there's still some talent out there.
And they got money coming up next year. Forget the draft capital. The money comes in next year. They win. I'm telling you, if they can win 8-9 games this year, watch out. And again, I hope for their sake they do, because I don't want to be questioning Dan Campbell after 2 years.
Yeah, and I want to also, again, people talking about like, oh yeah, now they can do this, they can suck again and get C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young. Will you guys stop playing that idiotic game?
You can trade up. Brad Holmes just showed you. Okay, can I put like 2 things real quick? He moved from 32 to 12 for a 3rd round pick. Okay? Now, you can call it dumb luck, stupidity on the Viking. I don't care. He did it.
He fleeced them, whatever.
What you're telling me is he could have traded up this year and gotten his franchise quarterback if he wanted it. You can do the same next year. Could it be the guys that are being taken 1 and 2? Maybe not. But you know what? Josh Allen was picked 7th. Lamar 32. Herbert 7. Deshaun 12. Mahomes 10. You can move up and find your guy if teams aren't confident in him or sleeping on your guy. It can be done. It can be done.
And regardless of however the quarterback class plays out next year, 2 years in a row, at least so far, we still got to see how the rest of the draft plays out, but up to right now, Brad Holmes for me, has bought enough equity to just be like,
he should own the team.
Just trust the guy.
He should own the team. Brad, I love you. Seriously, I love you. I'm going to send him like a gift basket. I love this guy. God bless Brad Holmes.
For the Lions' sake and for Lions fans' sake, we just hope that health is on their side this year, because they were just decimated last year.
Cares?
So, but
show me progress. I don't need a Super Bowl. I don't need a Super Bowl next year, 5 years. I really don't. What I need is you not to be in the gutter every goddamn year. What I need is a GM who actually, I don't know, showcases potential and makes moves. These 2 picks could be a total bust. Nobody knows. Who cares? Today, this morning, last night, we were talking about the number 1 prospect at wide receiver and defensive end. And the Lions got both of them at 2 and 12. Tell me how that makes sense.
I got a couple of buddies that are out in Dallas.
In the non-quarterback class, by the way.
Hey, I got a couple of buddies that are in Dallas and Houston, and we're just talking to them all last night before I went to bed. They're all like, yo, people are talking about how y'all killed the draft already.
100%. There are only, in my opinion, 3 other teams that crushed last night. The Jets, the Giants, and the Ravens, outside of the Lions.
Giants. That was
Thibodeau and Evan Neal. I could have told you a month and a half ago. It was Evan Neal number 1, Kayvon Thibodeau number 2 overall. They got them both at 5 and 7. Good for the Giants. Sheen, Brian Dable, watch out in New York. With the Jets, Jermaine Johnson, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner. What the hell is that? Those are 3 top 15 picks projected. They got them all in the 1st round. Good for you, New York. The Ravens.
Hell of a work.
Kyle Hamilton at 14.
Now,
good value.
Now, I had some friends that were like, "Oh, now you're liking the Kyle Hamilton to the Ravens." Yeah, I said bleeping the right number, not at 2.
14, not at 2. So, all of you, you know who you are on Twitter. Easy, you know, it's okay. We're going to call people out today. You all know who you are. These people that wanted Kyle Hamilton at number 2, even Malik Willis. I'm sorry, Corey. I love you. Just,
I own it.
Just
I own
look
it.
yourself in the mirror tonight. Not you, Corey, because I love you. All right? Look yourself in the mirror. And remember that you don't know a goddamn thing about football. All right? And if you can understand and accept that, I feel like you can really grow as a human. Anyways, we need to take a quick break. When we get back, we got to continue the conversation. What the hell happened last night? That's the question. What the hell actually happened?
I got something to say about this Aidan Hutchinson pick.
We got to talk about Aidan Hutchinson next, but before we do, I lost $1,000 on my bookie last night, but it's okay because I made up for it. I bet on the Suns when they were down by 8. I put $900 on that. I ended up walking away with 1420 something. Anyways, I made my money back last night. It's all good. I'm feeling good. Bet from anywhere, anytime on my bookie. Sign up today using code Woodward. Draft day. Hey, round 2 is today. Round 2 is today and 3. You want to start, get an idea of where players are going, get your bets in this morning. If you're one of those people that said Kyle Hamilton was going number 2 overall, I encourage you not to be betting because you're probably going to lose all your money. Having said that, if you have a problem or you just suck at gambling, call 1-800-270-7117.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
The official sticker partner of Woodward Sports. When it comes to stickers and signage, think Sticker Genius. We support this local Detroit business, and we are excited to show you our latest project, the Planet Fitness Studio from Sticker Genius. If you need custom stickers, wall graphics, window graphics, and plenty more, reach out to our friends at Sticker Genius. We at Woodward Sports couldn't be any happier with the service they provided us. They were quick, easy to deal with, and super professional. Head to stickergenius.com today.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. To all of you in the chat, again, my dearest and honest congratulations to every Detroit Lions fan. Last night I thought was fantastic for all of you. Having said that, we talked about Jameis Williams, Terry. Corey, we talked about him. Now it's time to talk about Aidan Hutchinson. The reports were Kayvon Thibodeau. Talk to me about the player. Talk to me about the feeling inside of Allen Park when they made the decision, Corey. What are the Lions getting? And I don't want to ask, is it the right pick? But walk me through how confident were they? Because they had the pick in essentially before Jacksonville even announced theirs. So,
first off, I'm going to go down a whole litany of things real quick, so just bear with me.
We're listening.
So first off, I got to address some stupidity I saw last night. I saw a pocket of Lions fans who are Spartan fans who just clowned and hated on the pick. And you guys know I don't cuss. I try not to cuss, but those are some of the stupidest sons of bitches I've ever met in my life to hate this pick. Now, I'm going to be honest. You heard me. You heard me say that, hey, I want Malik Willis for number 2. You heard me say if they went edge rusher, I would like Kayvon Thibodeau. But at the same time, it's not like I said, oh, they're going to blow the draft if they take Aidan Hutchinson. No. Here's what happened. You said it yesterday, Adam. You said that the Jacksonville Jaguars were going to do something stupid. Well, I still think it's kind of a stupid move. And they went ahead and they took Trayvon Walker. I was going to go with Kayvon Thibodeau because I didn't think Hutchinson was going to be there. I thought Jacksonville was going to take him number 1. But when he's right there, you got a guy who you know what he is. He's pro-ready. He has a high motor. His work ethic is relentless. You got a leader, a young leader on a young defensive team, and they got their guy. You cannot hate that at all. So what this means for the Lions, look, in Allen Park, Aaron Glenn, when he walked into the room.
That was a conversation, by the way.
When he walked into the room, he couldn't even fake how happy
You know who that
he
leaked
was.
footage was of, by the way? Who Aaron Glenn was talking to? You know it is Aidan Hutchinson. I can confirm that. Because they did a horrible job of blurring it out. I can tell it's a white dude.
His grin, you couldn't wipe it off his face.
And that's all you can ask for, right? I mean, last year when they drafted Penei Sewell, we saw the reaction of Brad Holmes pounding the table, everybody celebrating. I love that the front office is that invested in, they're that confident or pleased with the pick, right? Mm-hmm. And to have that happen again, God, I mean, guys, again, I don't want to do the redraft revisionist history, but Penei Sewell's a top 5 pick last year. If they redrafted it, he's probably the number 2 overall pick, number 1 overall pick this year. If he was in this draft class, the Lions in the last 2 years got the number 1 offensive lineman, the number 1 defensive end, and on most people's board, the number 1 wide receiver coming out, and they picked at 2, 7, and 12. You tell me how that makes sense. You tell me how this morning you are not coked up, drugged up. I don't know. I am feeling good this morning. I couldn't sleep. I was shaking.
And look, just hearing Aaron Glenn talk last night, how they're going to put Hutchinson in the best position to succeed, the ideas they have for him. It was a organization that they got their guy. And if you're going to have faith, like I talked about yesterday, you got to have crazy faith in Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell and what they're building. They got crazy faith in Hutchinson. Here's the thing. If you
what's crazy faith though? I do need to ask you that. What was the conversation in the building? Because that's a guy that's still 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah.
250 plus. Insane agility, not vertical speed, straight line speed, but agility. His cone drills were phenomenal. He tested out really high.
He crushed the combine.
I mean, what's the conversation that this idea that they were taking a chance? Trayvon Walker's a chance. I've seen Aidan produce. He came out of college with the most pass rushes last year.
See, here's the thing. Some people are saying that at least I'm just going off of social media. I'm not talking about myself. Some people are thinking that Aidan Hutchinson was the safe pick. That's what I guess the conversation is. They were hoping the Lions were with somebody who had some bold upside like a Kayvon Thibodeau, because Kayvon Thibodeau was still, even though we know how much of a freakish athlete he is, he's still a little bit raw, and you don't know what his true ceiling is just yet. With Hutchinson, you got a pro-ready player, and that can fit into a scheme and a system. So, I mean, look, if you trust Aaron Glenn, and you saw what he did with that defense last year, with all those bodies that he had to pull up off the street, you're getting a guy like that, and you're bringing him in right now. Look, I don't want to go Joel Embiid in on anybody, but trust the process. Because so far, what you're seeing right now is the Lions are showing that they're doing a competent build of this roster.
I thought
the only thing I question though is I think with Tibbs or Hutchinson, you couldn't go wrong with either one.
Yes,
yeah,
but
it's
I'm
more
wondering.
so preference.
I'm wondering if they got scared off on Thibodeau because of all this noise. I suspected there's some teams below the Lions who wanted to make sure that Tibbs dropped, which he did, and so that they could pick him up.
You already know how that works out.
I told you guys yesterday, if I was a GM and I wanted Kayvon Thibodeau at 4 or 5, I would put out reports that his mother's a whore. He was doing drugs in college. He was running train on dudes. I would put out every nasty report possible. Having said that, I still think, you could say you couldn't go wrong with Kayvon or Aidan. Fine, I can get behind that. But I still believe Aidan Hutchinson was the most sure edge rusher you could get that you could guarantee me production over the next 5 years. This is a guy I think has floored in the NFL is 70, 75 career sacks, in my opinion.
I want to read what Aaron Glenn said about Aidan Hutchinson's versatility. So, well, you know what? With those first 2 picks, I think that was the one thing that every team saw in those guys. Obviously, he can play on the edge, all right. He's big enough to go inside on 3rd down and play as a 3 technique. And when we're looking at this guy, the first thing I try to do with each player is, man, where can I play this player, and how can we get the best out of this player, and how can we make this player successful? And those are some of the things that we thought about. Man, he's a tough, aggressive, violent type of guy that we need. Obviously, we can do a lot of things with this player, and we're excited to have him. And again, he said that we deserve this player, and he deserves us. And when you have a coach that is speaking that highly of you, hey, go ahead and trust it. Look again. I was on record. If they were going to go edge, I would have went with Kayvon. But it's more, like I said, it's more so like your personal preference. Do you want Coke?
You,
you want Pepsi?
You just can't read into the reports.
Yeah,
you just can't.
Yeah.
Braylon's in the chat this morning. Braylon Edwards, by the way, on the bottom line from 2 to 4. Make sure you guys go listen in today. Having said that, if Braylon was coming out this year, right, as a prospect, and I'm picking, let's say, at 9-10. Sorry, Braylon. Braylon's mother's a whore. He was doing drugs in college. He ran train on a bunch of dudes. Like, I'm sorry. But that's just, I'm putting it out there. That's just the reality.
You put it all out there. You put all that stuff out there.
Oh, my God. I gotta say, drops. I got to say, look, it was a big night for the Detroit Lions.
I think Lions fans at this moment, they should feel, I don't want to say
they're on top of the NFC North. I
don't want to say proud, because you want to see what the product what the field looks like. But as far as the draft goes, you should feel comfortable that you have a competent front office finally. For at least, I don't know how long some of you guys have been alive, but at least for like the past, what you want to say, decade. Competent front office.
No, I agree. But here's what we need to see: what happens today? Because usually the Lions drop the ball on day 2. And I know it's a little bit harder, but can you get a starter today? Can you get a rotational player today? And rather than guys that you draft today and by August 5th they've been cut, are they going to add to that? That's the reason the Lions stink is not because of the misses so much in the first round. They don't hit in the second round.
Well, I would say this. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell they got 46 out of Minnesota in that trade.
That should have been the first round pick at 32, 34 and 66 for 12, and the third round, not a second round.
So Minnesota. So now it's like they still have a lot of
call me
talent
biased
to pick at 46.
Call me biased. Call me whatever you want this morning. I don't care.
No, the value chart tells you the Lions fleeced them.
Right now, in the NFC North, trending, not who the better teams are right now, trending, the Lions are trending right now out of all the teams towards the highest part of the mountain. Second, I would put the Vikings, because look, did they get fleeced? They did. But you know what? They still have 32, which they took a safety, which they needed, by the way. They have 34. They have 66 from the Lions and whatever their third round pick is. Like, they're going to get players, but they messed up. They really did. Look, did they not love a player at 12? Sure, fine, you can trade out of it. You got to get more than that, Minnesota. So for me, it's the Lions are the team trending most upwards in the NFC North. Minnesota, Green Bay, Chicago, even though I don't know what to make of Chicago. Obviously, I didn't have a pick last night, but we'll see what they do in day 2, day 3.
I will say this, and I want to say I doubt he falls to the Lions, but the Lions can get Jalen Petrie at 46. I think everybody should be very happy campers.
I mean, Boye Mafe still on the board again.
I would say now, out of things that shocked me, I did not expect him to slip out of the first round, but again, you can get Boye Mafe or Jalen Petrie at 46.
Chad Muma, Leo Chenal.
Crap.
There are going to be players available. N'Kobe Dean's still on the board.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
It's a hell of a draft. Devin Lloyd fell to 28. People were asking me last night, well, why didn't Brad Holmes just stay at 2 and 32? He could have, ended up with XYZ. I'm like, no. You don't understand what happened last night. You don't win by
playing it safe. You win by being bold, and they finally got somebody to do something bold again.
Thank you.
My bold move was different than their bold move. I didn't see them trading up again to get into the top 15.
Absolutely, Maddy. Could you do me one favor? Anybody that was on the Malik Willis or Kyle Hamilton at number 2 train, ban them from the chat. They're not allowed to have an opinion ever on the morning show ever again. We got to take a quick break. When we get back, what time is it? 8:45. 8:45. What we got lined up, is, you know what? We're going to bring on Micro Mike at 9 o'clock. We've got Anthony Broome at 9:15. We've got Russell Brown at 9:30. It's a hell of a show. But up next, oh yeah, it's a jam-packed show today. Up next, we are going to discuss what could be, in my opinion, the turning point of one of the most miserable franchises in NFL history. But before we do, I got to tell you about our beautiful studio sponsors, Planet Fitness. Check them out at planetfitness.com. You can start today by signing up for $0 down, $10 a month. Your fitness is essential. Physical, mental health, whatever it may be. I try to get to the gym 4 or 5 days a week for this exact reason. Take care of yourself. Visit Planet Fitness. And as always, let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
We all know Cade should have been Rookie of the Year. But you know the saying, Detroit versus everybody.
Uh-oh, Cunningham all by himself.
Woodward Sports.
We are back, 8:46 in the morning, downtown Birmingham. Ladies and gentlemen, what a morning. The morning after the first round of the NFL draft. Obviously, we have rounds 2 and 3 tonight. But last night, Corey and Terry, I think you can give maybe more perspective given your history. I've seen a lot of low points in my my lifetime with the Detroit Lions, not just on the field product, in the offseason. Signing a quarterback, a backup quarterback, a week before, 2 weeks before the draft, when you were rumored to be in conversations trading back 2-3 spots with the Miami Dolphins. I've seen the Lions trade up for Javid Best. I've seen the Lions trade up in the second round. I've seen enough. Last night, at face value, and again, are these two gold jacket players? Who knows? I can't predict the future. I can't. But last night, I believe, was the first time in this franchise's history that it wasn't by a stroke of luck. It wasn't by, Jamarcus Russell going number 1 overall and Sam Bradford. It was the Lions positioned themselves into having one of, I believe, their greatest draft nights. Could they be better than Ndamukong Suh and Calvin Johnson? Probably not. I don't need them to be. But last night, the front office, the staff, everybody in that building, I think took a huge step forward into turning this franchise from what it really is, which is the worst franchise in the NFL, because since the year 2000 they had 0 playoff wins, to, I believe, a franchise that, watch out. Is it going to result in Super Bowls, division? I don't know. Well, what I know is they're doing the right things, Terry. Does that make sense?
No, it makes total sense. And what we saw last night, you said probably the best draft.
It could be.
I'm going to say it was.
Very good, very good.
Now, you can go back to Barry Sanders. Do you know why the Lions ended up with Barry Sanders?
Because the Packers were fortunate enough to be stupid.
If the Lions were had the second pick, they were going to go with Tony Mandarich. So that would have been a total disaster. They got the break because they had the number 3 pick and not the number 2 pick. But last night, fans, and I'm not saying fans know everything, but a lot of times when we talk about the Lions, the fans are more in tune than the Lions are, because the fans want them to be aggressive either by trading up or trading back. And the Lions always stand pat. Well, so-and-so fell to us. No, Brad Holmes said, "No, I'm not playing that game. This is the guy I want. He's the fastest, or one of the fastest receivers in the draft. Not waiting for him. I'm going to get this guy. I'll give up some things." And the thing that I'm afraid of is, because it's an incomplete team, I want to see bodies in here. But I think Brad Holmes is saying, yeah, I still want bodies, but I want the right bodies in here. And I'm willing to sacrifice a couple bodies if I can get the right person in here. So that's what Williams is all about. And you know what? Lions are still in the position where they must take risk. And the risk is Williams never achieves top speed and isn't what he should have been. And I'm okay with that from this standpoint. At least they took a risk on something. Risks don't always work out, but I think this one, because of modern technology, modern medicine, has a better chance of playing out. And the NFL has changed from this standpoint. 30 years ago, I was more afraid of a big team than a speedy team. Today's NFL, I'm more afraid of a speedy team than a big team. And so the Lions are saying, let's bring in speed, let's bring in athletes, and we'll take our chances. So I think we are seeing the ground floor or the opening of a new franchise. And me, yes, I'm an observer. I never fall for the Lions BS because I just know they're awful. I know they're going to make the wrong decisions, but I think that's a thing of the past. Brad Holmes showed last night that I'm going to target my guy. And in past, the Lions were always, damn, we missed our guy. We want, they wouldn't say it publicly, but you go into the rooms and you talk to them privately. Yeah, we wanted this guy and we couldn't get him. Just missed him. Brad Holmes said, I ain't missing my guy. I'm getting him. That's the difference.
And that's perfect. 35 years old, 36 this year. From all the Lions draft I've seen, you hope hope the Lions can get this guy at this pick. Hope the Lions can go get this guy at this pick. Last night they were able to draft one of the two better edge rushers in the draft, and then you're still thinking that the Lions have to go get a wide receiver. They got picked 32 and 34, so you're hoping maybe later on they can get a Christian Watson or something like that. Brad Holmes said, F that. I'm going to go up and go get my guy. I'm going to go ahead and be aggressive, and I've never in my lifetime seen a Lions GM be that bold and make like, what? We're not sitting on our ass and we're not sitting on our hands and we're going to wait. We see a guy that has untapped potential, as they said last night, and we're gonna go grab him instead of just hoping we get one of the 6th, 7th, 8th, not best wide receiver in the draft.
They can miss on Jameson Williams, and I would still appreciate the hell out of that decision.
Because
would I be happy they missed? No, obviously not. But the reality is that is how you take yourself seriously. That's how you go from a bottom-feeding team to a contender.
If you miss on Jameson Williams, if you miss on Aidan Hutchinson, whatever, Brad Holmes showed last night, not just to the fan base, but to potential free agents that may want to come to Detroit. When we have a chance to go all in, we're going all in. We're trying to build something special in Detroit. That's what he showed last night.
Is there anybody in the Metro Detroit area that actually has an IQ over 15 that actually thinks the Lions made a bad decision or a bad move last night? I haven't.
Depends on who you talk to.
Is there a media analyst out there that is actually sitting up here this morning and whoever decides today they're going to criticize the Lions? That's the wrong play, buddy.
No, there isn't. But Harry from Roseville is probably
the point I'm getting to is this isn't the Lions traded up and drafted Cole Strange. Oh, you guys don't know who that is? Great. The Patriots took him at number 28 overall. He was projected to be a 3rd-round pick. You don't have that problem. Detroit, what happened last night was you walked away with the number 1 edge rusher and the number 1 wide receiver on most analysts' boards. Unbelievable. This isn't you traded up for Jahan Dotson when Jameson Williams was on the board. This isn't you traded up for Treylon Burks when Garrett Wilson, all these guys were on the board. No. You weren't the smartest person in the room. You knew what you wanted, and you went and got it. And I can appreciate the hell out of that. That should be the takeaway, I believe,
I can too,
from
but
everybody.
when you listen to press conferences of coaches and their team maybe have lost 5 out of 6 games or 3 games in a row, here's what we hear. We don't have playmakers. Now, there's 2 types of NFL players. There's guys who go out there, do yeoman's work. They do what they need to do. They help you. And then there's dudes who are playmakers. In other words, what they do is they change the trajectory of a game. Aidan Hutchinson can change a game with a sack. I mean, if somebody's marching down the field, he gets a sack, it's 2nd and 16, chances are that team is not going to score. Williams, he's got the potential of, okay, the offense is bogged down, can't get anything going, and then bam, you pop one for 60. That's a playmaker. That's not the possession receiver. And you hopefully, Hutchinson is not the guy that's just putting pressure on the quarterback, but he's the guy that puts the offense, the opposing offense, in a bad position so that they can't recover from that. That's a playmaker.
You know what the Lions did last night? And I just literally thought about this. Now, granted, I think Matthew Stafford is happy that he left. He went ahead and went to LA and he got a ring. But that last night, last year's draft and last night's draft, that's probably the type of GM stuff that Matthew Stafford was looking for while he was in the
You
Detroit
took the words
Lions
out of my
uniform.
mouth. That's the difference between Martin Mayhew, Matt Millen, Bob Quinn, all those jokes of a GM that can only get one pick right a year, maybe if they're lucky. And they need to fall into Calvin Johnson. They need to get lucky and fall into Ndamukong Suh. That's it. That's all they get right. Brad Holmes isn't like that. Brad Holmes is not like that at all. And last night you saw the difference between being a competent front office and the joke front offices and organization that the Lions have had over the last 30, 40, 50 years. There's a big difference in how they operate. And moving forward, call a spade a spade. The Lions look like a real legitimate front office. And you want to talk about the Matthew Stafford deal? Mm-hmm. I said it the day the NFL season started after the Bears game, when Matthew Stafford debuted and had a really good game. Not only did I say they'd win the Super Bowl, I said both teams won the trade. The Lions got something they needed, given they were going into a rebuild, Corey, and that's draft capital. And when you give a GM like Brad Holmes draft capital, last night happens. And when you give Matthew Stafford to a competent organization and a very good football team and a legitimate head coach, not Jim Caldwell, not Jim Schwartz, not Matt Patricia, you win the Super Bowl. The formula's there. They will build towards it. I believe Jared Goff is a great bridge option for the next year, 2 years. And up next on the check it off list is the franchise quarterback, whether it's this year or next year. That's the play.
Hey, with that trade, as they said, and paid in full, everybody eats, B. Everybody ate. Matthew Stafford went ahead and went to L.A. He got his ring. Lions were able to go ahead and now initiate a true rebuild with the draft capital. And as you see right now with the competent GM in the front office, they're right now doing a smart build. Next year, if they have draft capital, they could go ahead and very well do the same damn thing again. They're really sitting pretty for the next couple years to come. And also, too, even with this year, if this...
Wait, why didn't we trade with Carolina last year?
Because it was dumb.
No, it wasn't. We could have got Micah Parsons. What are you talking about, Corey?
I looked at that Carolina trade and I'm like, it didn't make any sense.
How did the Lions trade for Jamison Williams? How do they have a first-round pick next year if they trade with Carolina?
Because you got multiple first-round picks.
Stay out of the chat. All of you idiots, you know who you are. I don't want to see your names in the chat this morning. I will find you. I will find you. And some of you work here. You know who you are. Can't hide from me.
But you know what they're setting themselves up for? Brad Holmes is showing, I'm going to be aggressive, I'll trade up. Let's say next year, the Lions, they win the 8 games, and Matthew Stafford is not going to repeat as a Super Bowl champion. So let's say the Lions have the 9th pick, and then they get 26. He will not be afraid
to do it again.
And if I told you gave up 926 and a future first,
and
for your
he'll
franchise
get his quarterback. That's what they'll do.
You would tell me, let's do it, like the walruses you are.
All right, you got spittle on you.
I know.
Getting a little too excited.
Thanks for
Slow
looking
down.
out for me, Terry.
No, but I'm saying the man is showing, because people say, well, to get a good quarterback, they're going to have to win 4 games next year. No, that's not true. You're going to get 2 first-round picks. You should be able to find a trading partner. And I don't know, if you have 9 and let's say 26, you can move up to 5 or you can move up to 6. And there should be somebody sitting there saying, okay, I'm 22 years old. I'm ready to take this franchise over. So don't worry about the quarterback. And if they're able to do that, and unless Dan Campbell is a complete buffoon, they should be able to win a playoff game in 3 or 4 years. Not make the playoffs. I don't care about that. I'm saying win a playoff game.
Win in the playoffs, compete for the division, win the division. That is the standard. No longer, I look 9-7. 9-7 is good. None of that. We're not doing that moving forward. Having said that, it's the top of the hour. We will be back in under 30 seconds. When we get back, Micro Mike joins the Morning Woodward Show live in studio. I am so excited to have him this morning. It's so awesome. We'll get to that, but before we do, I got to tell you about what I got turned up on last night. It wasn't just the Coke. It was the beautiful vodka from Gypsy Vodka. Check out Gypsy Vodka, of course, on social media. Visit their website at gypsyvodka.com. Gluten-free. It's Michigan's vodka, locally owned and operated up in Petoskey, Michigan. Ask for it by the name of Gypsy, and as always, drink responsibly.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
The sun is shining today, but there's still no better place to get your tan on than Chili Peppers Tanning. Join the Pepper Club at Chili Peppers Tanning for all the best deals on unlimited tanning. They'll even beat your competitors by $5. Don't forget, of course, to pick up all the beauty lotions that they've got. Everything is great. You have to use lotions. It's very, very, very important. Chili Peppers is the cleanest salons in the D. Make sure you go to Chili Peppers Tanning this weekend because it's going to be cold here in Michigan. They've got the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans.
Chili Peppers Tan!
I love you, Fish. I really do. Fish had a good night last night. He was drunk off his ass. It was really nice to see. I was really happy for Fish. Oh, goodness. We are joined by the very special, very important Lions content creator. Awesome dude. Micro Mike.
Yeah!
Good morning, Mike. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, folks. I have not slept yet. I think I had some of your cocaine because I'm flowing right now. I got the blue Kool-Aid going crazy. It's not spiked by Jim Jones. This is epic. Great day. Got a great edge rusher. Got potentially the best wide receiver in the draft. Lions going in the right direction, folks.
All right, fellas, let me ask you this. Does this trump that night where the Pistons got the #1 pick in the draft and everybody went nuts?
Yes.
Yes.
Tenfold.
Okay.
This is a franchise that hasn't done well in so long. I was with Herman Moore all last night, and he was giddy seeing the turnaround right now of the Detroit Lions, seeing and witnessing such bad play, bad decisions made by GMs in the past, and now you're seeing talent get accumulated. You're seeing a direction. Last year, Penei Sewell, stud offensive line. We get a great wide receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Lee McNeil, Levi Onwuzurike. We come in, we potentially get the best edge, potentially the best wide receiver, and with the trade, we basically just gave up a third-round pick to move up 20 spots. Fleeced.
And for anybody saying that wasn't a fleece, I can't help you. Look, if you're slow, I know your IQ is probably under 15. I know it's hard for you to understand things, so I'll try to say it slow. The Minnesota Vikings got fleeced. English good?
Yes,
English good. It was a complete fleece. And Mike, I want to know what you think of Aidan Hutchinson at 2. I don't quite remember if you were on the Kayvon Aidan train. Who cares at this point, right? They got the player they wanted. But what do you think of Aidan Hutchinson? What do you believe is his future impact on this football team?
Oh, it's immense. First off, he was my #1 prospect. Really excited that we got Aidan Hutchinson. And if you look what happened in 2010, we got Ndamukong Suh, the enforcer, the guy that made the whole defensive line and defense itself much improved. I'm not saying Hutchinson's going to be him, but it's going to make the defensive line much better. Romeo Okwara, Julian Okwara, again, the young guys that we got on the defensive line. And now the linebackers are going to get a little bit better because we got pressure by Hutchinson. And again, the secondary as well, it just continues to flow. So Excited is the least that I could say. Right now, it's a 10 out of 10. I went nuts because I know this team's going in the right direction. Aidan's going to take that mentality of never giving up and just continuing to go after the quarterback, continuing to play all the way to the whistle. And that's just going to trickle down, I think, to the rest of the players. Herman Moore said last night, you can have all the great coaches you can have, but when you have players that have the mentality and affect others, it really changes the dynamics of a whole football team.
And you need to have some luck.
Yeah.
If the Lions had the 32nd overall pick last year and they tried to move up to 12, it would have costed 2 to 3 first-round picks. Why? It was a quarterback-driven market last year. This year, it was wide receiver, but this is the first time we're seeing wide receivers get paid, right? This is new still. The league hasn't caught up to it. And Minnesota undervalued their pick, given the wide receivers that were available at the time. And the Lions took advantage of it. Sometimes you need luck, guys. Sometimes you need luck. You need an Aaron Donald to fall to you at 13 like the Rams. You need it. You need TJ Watt to fall to you if you're Pittsburgh at 30. You just need some dumb luck. And the Lions were able to trade to a division rival, move up 20 spots in a draft with no quarterback for a third-round pick. That, you don't want to call it a complete... I don't care what you want to call it. The Vikings lost that trade. And the Lions, again, showed that they are no longer, in my opinion, a clueless, brain-dead franchise.
Now, here's the thing.
Do they need to
next year? They're going to get fleeced because they're going to want their quarterback.
Yes.
But that's going to be okay if they take care of business today and tomorrow.
If I pay $44 billion for Twitter, damn it, more than I wanted to pay. But I know in 5-10 years it's going to be worth 70, 80, 90 billion. That's the same concept of getting a franchise quarterback. I'll give up 2-3 first-round picks. Give me the guy that's going to win me games for the next 10, 12, 14 years.
That's what's going to happen next year.
That's the play. That's 100,000% the play. I am Mike. I'm speechless. What a night. What a night. Thoughts on heading into round 2 now? Pick 46. Certain players you're looking for. I think we would all agree we would be very shocked if the player drafted at 46 was anything but a defensive player. Are we on the same page?
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly there. What I do not agree with right now is we got 1,700 people in the chat with only 339
I love
likes.
you, Mike.
Let's get those likes up to 500. Smash that like button, folks. The more likes we get, the more chance that this type of stream gets pushed out there. Push that content out there. Actual, legitimate Detroit Lions content that's unbiased, in my opinion, I think so. We're going into this day 2 of the draft here, and there's so much talent on the board. Nakobe Dean, linebacker. Georgia, Jaquan Brisker, safety. Jalen Petrie. Again, Boye Mafe. The Lions can really strike some gold here and get more.
And not only can they, I believe they will because of one position that I believe will be, I don't want to say overvalued, but a position that will be extremely taken very seriously early on tonight. Quarterback Matt Corral, Desmond Ridder, Malik Willis, Sam Howell. Expect 2 to 3 quarterbacks to go within the first 5 to 7 picks tonight in the second round. That's just my guess. I would put
possible, but the NFL may be saying these guys suck.
They told you they all suck.
Right. So
Pittsburgh told you Kenny Pickett was the best quarterback of them all.
I know.
And who am I going to believe? The fat kid in the chat or Mike Tomlin in this front office in Pittsburgh that have been a dynasty and that have won consistently for 15, 20 years? Am I going to believe the fat kid that eats 7-Eleven at night? Or am I going to believe Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers? I'll put my money on the franchise.
But instead of wasting a second or third round pick if on a quarterback that's not going to help you, I can see the league just passing on them completely. Maybe third or fourth round because then you're taking a chance on guys. But they made it loud and clear. Willis is not the next Michael Vick. Kenny Pickett might be the best quarterback, and Pittsburgh is a franchise that can afford to take a chance on a Kenny Pickett. The Lions are not. So what I think is going to happen, the Lions they'll nail it today and tomorrow, and feel that they have most of their positions solidified. And then next year, they'll swing for the fences again, probably technically get fleeced. But you know, at the end of the day, Brad Holmes is going to say, I got my quarterback for the future. I don't care.
Let's talk about the quarterback. Last year's Super Bowl, I didn't see a mobile quarterback out there. Joe Burrow, Matthew Stafford. The year prior, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady. Mahomes is not a mobile quarterback. He can move. That's not his priority. That's not what you rely on. You rely on that with Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, sure. But Patrick Mahomes is one of the better passers in the NFL. The year prior, Mahomes, Jimmy Garoppolo. The year before that, Jared Goff, Tom Brady. The year before that, Nick Foles, Tom Brady. The year before that, Matt Ryan, Tom Brady. The year before that, the one exception, Cam Newton and Peyton Manning. The year before that, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady. The year before that, Russell Wilson, Peyton Manning. The year before that, Joe Flacco, Colin Kaepernick. You show me where the mobile that's just a facade. Do you want a guy that can move in and out of the pocket, make plays? Absolutely. Love that. More importantly than that, I need a guy that can make the throws inside the pocket.
I think you're not looking ahead. That eventually these quarterbacks, who, if you want to call them mobile quarterbacks, will make it to the Super Bowl and make it to a top level. Now they're still being introduced to the league, and they're not at
Look
that
at Josh
level
Allen.
yet.
He would be your quote-unquote mobile quarterback. Josh Allen wins games in the pocket. He took the lead in Kansas City in the playoffs with his arm, not his legs. 2-minute drill, you're not sneaking your way up the field. That's not how it works. You're not running your way up the field. You have to throw the football.
That's true, but he could if he wanted to.
You could. It just doesn't work. And you've seen what happens when you do run and you waste 13, 14 seconds and you lose football games because of it. At the end of the day, your definition of a mobile guy, much different than mine. Do I like a guy to be able to evade the pressure, run out of the pocket, get 4 or 5 yards, hell, even 10 yards? Great. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, can you throw in the pocket? Can you make off-balance throws? Can you maneuver out of the pocket and make throws on the run? If you can do all that, I don't need you to be mobile. I don't need you to be as big and strong and run like Josh Allen. Is it nice? Sure. But Josh Allen isn't a mobile quarterback first and foremost. No, he's a freaking quarterback that can throw the rock.
But do you know who agrees with you?
Who?
NFL assistant coaches. Because even if they have a quote-unquote mobile quarterback, what are they telling these guys? We need you to be more efficient in the pocket. I know you see 12 yards in front of you, but don't take it. We need you to develop your passing skills better.
Lamar Jackson right now, what are the questions on him? Can you develop into a throwing quarterback? If Lamar Jackson could throw, Mike, like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson would be the best quarterback in the NFL. It's very rare you can ever do both at a great level. Lamar, what makes him special are his legs. Can you win like that? He's shown that you can, sure. But at the end of the day, you need to deliver in the pocket, out of the pocket. Can you throw the football? Can you throw with accuracy? Do you have arm strength? Can you understand and dissect coverages? I don't want to hear this idea of you need a mobile quarterback. You actually don't. Look at the quarterbacks that won their division last year. Joe Burrow, is he a quote-unquote mobile quarterback, the guy that can scramble and run out and get you big yards? No. Ryan Tannehill? No. Tom Brady? No. Matthew Stafford? No. I mean, come on here. I just gave you 4 division winners last year, not mobile. Justin Herbert, again, he can move. It's not priority 1. And we need to really understand, and can Malik Willis develop into that? Who knows? Maybe there's a team that'll take a chance. But Mike, are you taking a quarterback in the second round, or are you waiting till next year?
I'm not going to take one in the second round. I still feel that the Lions need to get better defensively. I think that's really important. I'm kind of hoping, though, that these quarterbacks kind of start getting picked up before the Detroit Lions, pushing some of that defensive talent towards the Lions' second pick that we got from Minnesota Vikings. We still need a safety really bad. We still need a linebacker to really help this defense out. I think it's important to get those positions. If you're wanting to get a quarterback in this year's draft, maybe wait till the 5th round to the 6th round as a backup individual, someone that can compete with a Tim Boyle or a David Blau. But next year, you got 2 first-round picks. Who knows what else? You have the ability then to go up and get a quarterback if you feel that Jared Goff is not the guy. Then you're handing the guy, this team with a really good offensive line, really good wide receiver core, got some good tight ends, and an improved defense, that's called setting him for success. And I think that's vital for a young quarterback. And this team could be good for many years on that rookie contract. So let's continue to build this defense, folks. Let's get better there and watch this team improve day by day.
See, I don't want slop. Forget the slop at quarterback. Who cares if you're bringing in somebody to compete with Tim Boyle? I'm not interested in that. The next quarterback that steps into Allen Park is the guy that you got to say, you, young man, are taking my franchise to the next level. I don't want, the guy fighting for this number 2 and number 3. The hell with that guy. I'm not paying him. I'm not talking to him. I wouldn't even give him a bologna sandwich if I saw him. Dude, get out of my face. I don't want you. Get the hell out of here. 1-800, stay out. Don't talk to me because you ain't helping me.
I love it, Terry.
Get the hell out of here.
I love it. We need to head to break. When we get back, Anthony Broome joins us to discuss 2 Michiganders. 2 Michigan football players selected in the first round. And I'm sure he's happy that not a single Michigan State player went in the first round. Daxton Hill, Aidan Hutchinson. We'll talk with Anthony after. But before we do, Maddy, could you please tell all of our good friends in the chat the great work everybody at the Sports Marketing Agency is doing?
Yes, I can. The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the F Word, helps spread awareness of fentanyl and other addictions. Go to thesportsma.com if you're struggling or know someone who is, and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Well, guys, I know what I'm going to be doing this weekend. I'm going to be having some fun at the Bowling Warehouse. The Bowling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called bowling. They've got 2 ways to play, $10 unlimited open play, or you can reserve a private lane for $120. Don't forget they have their $2 mystery beer machine as well as multiple full bars. Check it out at thebowlingwarehouse.com.
No quarterback, no problem.
No quarterback, no problem for Brad Holmes and the Detroit Lions. We are joined by one of my favorite humans to exist in the world, Anthony Broome. Anthony, good morning. How are you doing? How are you feeling after Michigan had 2 first-round picks and Michigan State had 0?
Favorite human. That's high praise, man. I'll take it. It was a good night. It was a very good night. We can leave it at that and get into the nitty-gritty here. I mean, what an exciting day for I'll call them the good guys, the Michigan fans in the state of Michigan, and the Lions fans who have a brain and watch these games and don't just listen to some of the naysaying stuff. What an exciting day for both of those parties, and I don't know. I don't feel bad about how the other side of it feels. It's a good day for everyone.
Absolutely. Anthony, let's start with Aidan Hutchinson, obviously the talk of the town right now, local kid, divine child, goes to Michigan, explodes onto this year, changes Michigan's history, really, their first Big Ten title since 2004. He was a huge part of it. Obviously, the game of his life against Ohio State, which I believe was their most important game of the year this year. My goodness. Talk to me about Aidan Hutchinson, the player the Detroit Lions are getting, the human the Detroit Lions are getting.
Well, it sounds cliche to say, but he's that guy. Like, he is everything. You saw it last night with the draft jacket, the manifestations inside. Like, he he willed everything that's ever that's happened to him into existence. And that's cliche, and people will roll their eyes at that. I mean, last year, Michigan, there were people saying they were going to go 6-6, 7-5, 8-4, what have you. He saw things like that, and he internalized all of it. And the difference with him, and I talked to Jim Nagy of the Senior Bowl a couple times about this throughout the fall and a little bit during the draft process. Aidan was always kind of like a first-round guy, but this year was really the culmination of learning what it meant to be a leader, and then finishing plays. Like he racked up a lot of pressures heading into this year, but he didn't have the sack numbers or the tackle for loss numbers. This year, I mean, the guy was. There's no other way to put it than a freak. He had one of the best athletic testing combines a defensive end has ever had. So the idea that this was just some try-hard, lunch pail, first guy in the room, last to leave type of player, like, he was all of that. But then you throw in the production, you throw in the athletic testing. I mean, he was, for what he did at Michigan this year, manifesting a Big Ten championship, winning, beating Ohio State, beating Iowa, getting to the college football playoff. I mean, that was all him, and he was the straw that stirred the drink there. So what you're getting, from a Lions perspective is, again, he's a puppy now. He comes in the NFL, and he's not going to just be able to walk into that room and command a room. And I think he knows that too. He said he's going to keep his head down, and when it's time to lead, he'll be able to step up and do that. But he is that guy. I mean, he embodies what that organization is currently about to a T. He fits a huge need for them. I think that he was, for all the debate about Aidan Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau, I really do think those are the best two players in college football I watched last year. Those are the best two players in this draft. And if you're a Lions fan, you got what I would consider to be either 1A or 1B, wherever you want to slot him. But he is a game changer and a cage rattler, and that's exactly what that organization needs.
I know from covering sports for many years, there's a lot of athletes who are good, but they don't have that mental makeup where they transform themselves from a good player to one that says, I'm going to be a playmaker, I'm going to be great. When did you see that transformation with Aidan Hutchinson, and what was that like to see that?
He's always kind of been cut from that cloth. I mean, really the first time when watching pretty much every snap of his college career was there was that game, and Michigan should have never been in a close game against Army, but there was a game against Army in 2019 where Aidan's a sophomore, and he goes out like late, and he basically wins and seals that game on his own. And you go, whew, this guy's got some juice to him. So I think that was kind of a moment where you're like, okay, you be keeping an eye on this guy. Like he's a dude, he's a player. And this year, I mean, he was unblockable. And this is where we get to some of the detractors would, if you want to have the argument that, he's not as twitchy as you'd like to see off the snap, or that the arm length isn't quite what you want it to be. I mean, I'll listen to those arguments. I think they're valid arguments. I don't think anyone in this draft in terms of pass rusher was perfect. But with Aidan, it's just, he is so smart off the snap. He's so quick to decide. The short area quickness is so impressive. And I think that really what he could have come out last year after he injured I believe it was his ankle. He broke his ankle in the second or third game of the year. That could have been it. He could have come out, rehabbed, and been a first-round pick. But with him, and it speaks to what you spoke on, Terry, about the mental makeup, in that he wanted to come back. He didn't want to go out that way. He wanted to come back to Michigan, improve his stock. I mean, I'm sure he believes in his heart of hearts that he should have won the Heisman Trophy and that he should have been the number 1 overall pick. And he wanted to accomplish those things by leading Michigan to a place, it hadn't been in a long time. They hadn't won a Big Ten title since 2004. They hadn't beaten Ohio State since 2011. That guy is, for what he did, and I know it was kind of I won't say it was like a one-year wonder season. It was just 1 year of elite, excellent production.
Call it development, Anthony. It's development. He sat behind some really good pass rushers at Michigan, and when his opportunity came, he took advantage of it. And we see that all the time. We don't criticize Derek Stingley for having a good freshman year and then sitting out, Jamar Chase. Like, when you showcase the talent early or later on, teams take notice, they value it, and they get you. And you know what? This is, in my opinion, the third time now in Detroit Lions history that they've, you want to call it lucked into. Sometimes you need luck, Anthony. They lucked into Aidan Hutchinson. The Jaguars should have taken him. They didn't. The Raiders took Jamarcus Russell. The Rams took Sam Bradford. Now the Jaguars took Trayvon Walker. They got Aidan Hutchinson. I think he's going to be the best pass rusher when all is said and done. I believe Aidan Hutchinson has the highest floor. I think this is a minimum 70-plus career sack guy. They're getting a dynamic player. They're getting a player that's going to be able to set the tone on the edge, also support the run. Again, they're getting a leader, too. A lot of it has been made of, he's a local boy, Anthony. He's a leader. But at the end of the day, he was number one on everybody's board. And when you can get the number one player at pick number 2, I'll take it, man. Home run.
It seemed like, based on the video I saw, Roger Goodell hadn't even announced Trayvon Walker yet, and the Lions are already on the phone with him.
Yep.
So it was a no-brainer for them. And he's a guy like, if you want to make the argument that he's as close to tapped out as he could be, and he might only be a 12-sack guy.
That's amazing.
Why is 12 sacks all of a sudden something to scoff at, especially when a guy is going to be on the field for all 3 downs? I bet he's a team captain before his rookie contract is up. Like, you have all of those things. It's not only, like, sometimes the safe pick can be the home run pick too. It just made too much sense for
I don't need him to get me 20 sacks a year, Anthony. I need him to apply pressure. If he can be top 15, hell, let's just say when year 3 comes around, all right? Year 3 years from now, if he's top 10, top 15 and quarterback pressures, but he's 20th, 21st in sacks, I'll take it. Get me 8.5, 10 sacks a year, but get to the quarterback and get those incomplete throws. Like, the game of football is more than just sacks. If you get the 20 sacks, great, man. Love it. Congratulations. But are you consistently available? Are you consistently putting pressure on the quarterback? And I think Aidan Hutchinson provides the Detroit Lions with exactly that,
Anthony. I think he needs to do a little bit more than that. But one thing that you said that I'm glad that he is thinking, he's not thinking, I'm coming in to be a leader right away. You got to bide your time, because veterans are not going to listen to you no matter how great you are. But he's willing to bide his time, read the room, and then maybe year 3 or 4 make that move. Like, I want to be a captain, or I want to be more of a leader, because guys are not going to listen to you yet. So I think it's smart that he's, as far as the leadership thing, he's going to take a step back, read the room, and then try to make his push at the right time. That's smart.
Well, I think it's important, too, when you pick at number 2, whatever team you are, whether it's the Lions or whoever has that pick, you need to draft a guy that's going to be there for 10 years and be kind of the straw that stirs the drink. And he's that guy. And the other thing is, like, he can expedite the leadership process quite a bit if he goes out and wins, Defensive Rookie of the Year and has 13 or 14 sacks. Like, that's the quickest way you win over a room, is you lead with how you play. If he comes out with his hair on fire early on, and there's going to be a bit of an adjustment, because there are some things. He's not just going to be able to bull rush guys in the NFL, and there is a little, the lack of wingspan, so to speak. I mean, offensive tackles are going to have a little. He's going to have a little bit of time. He needs to adjust to that, but like I said, I think he is a maybe not a perennial Pro Bowler or All-Pro guy. But I think right out of the box, he's someone who is going to get you at least 11, 12, 13 sacks a year in a 17-game season. He's going to apply pressure to the quarterback. If they want to hybrid this up a little bit, we've seen him play from a stand-up position. We've seen him drop into coverage a little bit. He's going to be on the field during rundowns. He is. It really is the total package, and I really have been caught off guard by some of the knocks against him. It's all right there on film. It's all right there in the athletic testing. Don't overthink it, and thankfully for Lions fans, their team did.
Absolutely. Anthony, thank you so much. I'll leave you with this, Anthony. Since the year 2000, now 7 defensive players have been selected number 2 overall. LeVar Arrington, Julius Peppers, Chris Long, and Ndamukong Suh, Von Miller. I'm missing one more. And now Aidan Hutchinson. All of them have been successful players in the NFL. Not bad if you ask me. Good company to be a part of over the last 22 years. Anthony Broome, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you give him a follow on Twitter.
And Anthony, he should understand that everybody gets knocked. I don't care who you are, you're going to get knocked. So that's just part of our social media era, and everybody gets a...
everybody has an opinion, Anthony.
Right.
I mean, there's people that wanted a quarterback that fell out of the first round at number 2 overall. So there's a lot of people that are mentally challenged here.
And one of them just walked out of the studio with his
5
legs,
months.
with his tail between his legs.
we employ, look, we don't employ all the smartest people in the world. You know, you need a balance, but it's all good. It's all good. Anthony, take care, buddy. Let's talk soon.
Go Boyle! Of course. Thank you so much, you guys.
You got it, man. That's Anthony Broome, everybody. Check him out on Twitter. Anthony covers all aspects of the Michigan program. Great guy. He's a great follow. And we are going to take a quick 30-second break. But before we do, if you guys haven't noticed, I look a lot healthier, a lot cleaner. And why I look that way? Why I look that way is because I no longer look like a grizzly bear. I got my beard trimmed, I got my hair cut, and it was all done at Lady Jane's.
And recorded by me.
Hand recorded by Maddy. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men treats me like a king. Let them treat you like a king. I highly recommend them. Check them out. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, relax, watch your favorite team playing. Before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, again, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Brandon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Putting on a show here, and that's how you answer. We love our sports. We just wish they'd love us back. Detroit sports for Detroit sports fans. Woodward Sports.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Also featured on the Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HD2. What are you doing?
Oh, man,
He's giddy.
Every time I try to speak, he just looks at me and starts doing something.
Don't
and I'm
look
like,
at him. Don't
I can't
look at
help
him.
it. Because he does things like that. He starts dancing.
You know what he is? He's that woman that when he looks at you, you turn to stone. So don't look at him.
Medusa?
Yeah, Medusa, right. That's who he is today, Medusa.
It's funny because usually people tell me I'm Medusa.
That's possible. But Adam's Medusa today.
Look, we got Russell Brown joining us in about 7 minutes. I am very excited, but so I want to address this very quickly before Russell joins. Just want to look ahead to tonight. Draft starts at 7 p.m., second round, third round. Terry, an eventful first round. All right,
Very.
It's been obviously the conversation all day.
Productive.
Productive.
Yes.
I would say surprising would be a word I would use. Now going into day 2, I'm not ruling anything off the board. They can move up, move back. Oh, everything is a possibility with Brad Holmes, and I love that you can't predict what they're going to do. That, to me, is a very good sign for a front office. Having said that, are we in agreement, and what do you think? Is it defense or hit? It's only defense, really, for I would say the next 2, 3, 4 picks. I don't see them going quarterback in the second round. Doesn't make sense to me. I'd rather get one in the first next year. I think it's all defense from now on, Terry. Maybe a tackle if they fall in love with it, or a guard. Maybe. I just don't see it in the second or third round. Am I crazy to think it's only defense tonight?
I think Brad Holmes is a guy that likes to double up on things. I mean, last year he got the 2 tackles, and we were like, hey, why did you get 2 tackles? Well, because that's a rotational position. You're not going to play 80 snaps in a row or something. You're going to be rolling in and rolling out. So I could see that. It wouldn't surprise me if he doubled down on another edge rusher that he liked, even though he's got Aidan Hutchinson. So it looks like he's trying to develop certain spots and to have a backup or backup plan for them. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to enhance the running back room.
Yes.
Because running back helps your defense. And Swift is a guy that you can't depend on staying healthy. But the NFL, now you need 2 or 3 running backs. So that wouldn't surprise me either. So
I'm with you on that. What I would say is I'm going to agree with Pistons fan 11 in the chat. None of you are allowed to have an opinion moving forward. None of you. Any of you that said Malik Willis at 2 or Kyle Hamilton at 2, you are not allowed to have an opinion on this show. Moving forward, I will ban you.
Okay, but was there anybody associated with with this show who said that?
No, thankfully. This is why the show
Not
is...
this show, but this network.
This network, we have some mentally challenged people here at the network, but it's okay. We love them.
You want to call them out? You want to call them out?
No, we don't want to call out anybody. Shout out Maz, Ryan Braylon. Easy.
Hey, there we go.
Jokes aside. Tonight, I think it's a big night. I think everything's on the table again. What I would say is look for Brad Holmes to find value more so than addressing a position of need, right?
Yes.
Look for Brad Holmes to acquire more draft picks or move up, given that there is a player he just does not expect to be there at 36, 38, 40. Nothing would surprise me tonight. I'm very excited about it. And moving forward, again, there is a Jaquan Brisker on the board. There is a Boye Mafe on the board. There are players that people were falling in love with, projecting in the first round. And speaking of projecting in the first round, I have to stand up for this. Congratulations. Congratulations. Round of applause, everybody. Round of applause to all of you who said the Detroit Lions were going to take Sauce Gardner and Sam Howell in the first round.
Specifically Ryan Lentz.
And all
Nick
of you.
Leach.
And not only that. You ready for this? I got something. You ready?
No.
You ready? Oh, good morning. That's for all of you
Yellow.
that said the Detroit Lions would either A, consider Malik Willis at 2, B, Kyle Hamilton at 2, C, a quarterback at 32, suck it up your you-know-where. Congratulations, all of you. I am so happy that the draft played out the way it did. We've got round 2 and 3 tonight. Lots of good things happening around here. Lots of good things.
I don't know who this man is.
You know what, Terry? I made it clear to everyone, by the way.
Let me introduce you to Adam Bajun.
I made it clear to everyone. By the way, Alex Westfall. I am sorry to ask this of you during the show. It's my fault. I should have asked before. But could you go to the Woodward Sports Twitter and grab the footage of the Aidan Hutchinson reaction video from the stream last night? Please and thank you. Because, Terry, I don't know if you got a good glimpse of the reaction. So I do want to play it for everybody before Russell Brown joins us in a little bit. So once you get that, just shoot me a thumbs up. We'll play it on screen. But last night, we saw hundreds, thousands of people at the brass rail. All really with the same, I would say, not just reaction, but with the same takeaway. Like, man, you know what, Terry? Yeah, I've been a Lions supporter all my life. Yeah, they've sucked. Yeah, I've had every right to criticize them. I'm not criticizing them after last night. I don't care what grudge you hold against the team. If you want to come out today and say the Lions didn't do it, they messed up, they should have taken. You want to have that opinion? Again, you're allowed to have that opinion. This is America. It's a free country. But I'm allowed to call you mentally challenged. If you have that opinion, I'm allowed to call you mentally challenged. Fair?
Or they're blind.
Mentally challenged.
I'm going to say blind. I'm trying to be nice.
Blind, deaf, mentally challenged. All three.
We don't do nice on this show very well.
I don't apologize. I don't say nice things.
I'm still going to say they're blind because you're not, sometimes you see something and it's like, well, this is the Lions, so it can't be true. So that's why I'm going to cut them some slack.
What if your hero Brad Holmes trades for Baker? All right, look, Bill.
Oh boy.
Look, Bill. I know you like. Look,
Bottom
we'll
line,
get to
gonna
mailbag
talk
at
about it.
9:50, Bill. But I will entertain your question because I already have the answer for it. I have already confirmed it with Brad Holmes. He is not interested in trading for any quarterback, let alone Baker Mayfield. He's committed to Jared Goff for the next 2 years. I can confirm that. Fair?
Watch
Good.
it happen.
Fair.
Now, is that from Brad Holmes himself? No, but I know the man is not stupid enough to listen to people that actually want Baker Mayfield.
Hasn't he
Shout out to
shown
Ryan
that
Romani.
he's competent? Has
Yes,
he shown that?
yes.
So
Why
he's
would he
not
make
going
that?
to trade for Baker Mayfield.
And why would he take on an $18 million hit for a guy that has a 1-year deal remaining? Alex, are we good to go? All right. I want all of you to just get ready. Pull up. And pay attention to what's about to happen. This is what happened when the Detroit Lions selected Aidan Hutchinson last night. Pay very close attention to my face.
Here we go, Aidan Hutchinson. Announce it, you white piece of shit. Let's go, Roger. Here we go.
No.
Say it. Yes! Let's go, baby! Let's go!
Now that is how you do not just a line, but the whole damn pile of
The
coke.
whole brick.
That's how you do the whole brick of coke right there. That's how it's done. That is how it's legitimately done. Having said that, Russell Brown joining us in under 30 seconds. Before we go, Maddy Miller.
Yes.
Could you tell everybody at home about our beautiful friends at Cintron?
Yes, I can. We love Cintron around here. It is the summer of Cintron, and now it's available at your local Kroger. Make sure to pick some up. They have a deal going on right now. It's 2 for just $4, an absolute steal. Cintron is the new energy drink for the active lifestyle. Drink it, live it with Cintron.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
I'm Kay Cunningham. Working with Hall Financial to purchase my first home was easier than I could have ever imagined. They treated me like family from start to finish. Find out for yourself at callhallfirst.com.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Well, guys, it is 9:42, and you know I'm already thinking about lunch. What am I going to get for lunch? Some Wing Snob. They've got fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken, the best traditional wings out there. Try out their signature sauces, Jamaican jerk or lemon pepper. Their wings are tossed to perfection in any sauce that you may choose. When the wings are this good, you're allowed to be a snob. Order online now at wingsnob.com. Wing Snob, we just have better wings.
Speaking of we have better wings, we just have better people here at the Woodward Sports Network. So many intelligent people outside of the few I've named. Having said that, we are joined by Russell Brown, draft analyst, savant. The man, by the way, that absolutely crushed his predictions and his mock draft yesterday. Russell, before we talk about the picks, walk me through last night. Walk me through really the overall scene, the takeaways from the first round. 9 trades, the most ever in a few years in the first round. Last year, there were only 2 or 3.
Yeah.
This year, 9 trades in the first round. Walk me through what happened, what unfolded, and then talk to me about the Lions, man. Aidan Hutchinson moving up for Jameson Williams.
Well, I was live doing the live show last night when the trade happened for the Lions, so I still haven't really wrapped my head around it, even though I've slept on it. But with all the trades, I think it's just the movement of teams. Their board changed so quickly. They thought maybe some of the offensive tackles would be there. Then the run of receivers happened. We saw 6 receivers in the top 20, which I don't think anybody predicted. And then obviously it just goes to show that while teams maybe thought there was going to be some quarterbacks taken, we only saw the one. So I think that's how teams kind of addressed their draft boards, and if they can get out and get a lot of the kind of the meat and potatoes of the draft, the 2nd and 3rd round picks, which is what they kind of got, and obviously the player trades, I wasn't expecting that. I don't think anybody was. Marquise Brown going to Arizona, reuniting with Kyler Murray, A.J. Brown going to Philly, getting the big deal. Pretty remarkable stuff.
What do we have to say this morning to, again, I'm going to address them as the mentally challenged folk who wanted the Detroit Lions to select Malik Willis number 2 or Kyle Hamilton number 2 overall, and more so Malik, right? Because this is a guy, again, that people put out their chest because they know so much about the game of football and said that this is the number 2 overall pick this year. This is the second, not only best player on the board, this is a franchise-changing player. All right?
Even though we never saw him play.
This dude falls out of the first round. And excuse me, who should I believe, Russell? And on top of that question, I have a second question for you. Please answer both. Who should I believe? The fat keyboard warrior and some of the mentally challenged people that work here and across other media stations?
Heroes.
Or should I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers who did their homework and took Kenny Pickett at number 20?
No,
and all the other teams that passed on Malik Willis.
Yeah, you believe the Steelers. Now, I will say, I had pretty good intel that the Lions were very interested at Malik Willis, around the combine, around his pro day, things like that. I even walked in this studio and said I got the text that they're going to see future Detroit Lion quarterback Malik Willis. Now, that still could be a thing today, obviously, which would be remarkable in my opinion. But, no, I mean, you're right. I mean, the people behind the keyboards are wrong, and there's no way you take Kyle Hamilton at 2. There's no way you take Malik Willis at 2. You take Aidan Hutchinson, which I'm thrilled about. I think anybody in this room is thrilled about it. And then, obviously, the trade-up for Jameson Williams, that's just – it's sexy. It's spicy. It's what this team needs, So I'm pumped. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pumped.
I am too. But and the reason I think that you see all these stupid opinions is you assume that the Lions are going to make the wrong move. Those days are done.
Mm-hmm.
So now I think in the future when you see a mock draft, the Lions. What you see the Lions are going to be interested, or what people believe the Lions are interested in, it's going to make more sense. Because when I looked at mock drafts, I saw everybody in the NFL. It's like, okay, I can see this player going here. But then the Lions, you see Sauce Gardner, you see Kyle Hamilton, you see Malik Willis at 2.
Yeah.
You see all this stupid stuff because the assumption is the Lions somehow are going to screw this up. But those days are done.
Tony Chase, good friend of mine. So let's address the idea of what drafting the cocaine is, right? Drafting the cocaine was always taking a edge rusher at number 2. That's the idea. The philosophy that you don't take a quarterback that is probably last year a 3rd, 4th round quarterback. It probably might be one this year. Who knows? Russell, my question to you. And the Jameson Williams trade. This is a guy on a lot of analysts' board. He was the number 1 guy. And I could argue he would have been the first receiver off the board had he not gotten injured. The Lions just hit a home run here, and they only gave up a 3rd-round pick to move up 20 spots, Russell. Mm-hmm. What the hell?
With a team in the division.
Yes.
The fact that Minnesota even took the deal for them to get Jameson Williams is shocking to me. Now, granted, I do like the safety they took in Lewis Seen. I thought the Lions would take him at 32. But to go up and get Jameson Williams, despite the run of receivers that we saw start happening there, it's remarkable. I mean, London was gone, Wilson was gone, Olave was gone, and then they go out and they get Jameson Williams. And I think if you talk to a Lions fan back in October, November, even December of 2021 to close out the year, if you would have sat there and said, hey, we're going to get Aidan Hutchinson and Jameson Williams in the first round.
I would have laughed at you.
That you would have laughed. I would have laughed. Everybody would have laughed. But it happened. And I think they would have been ecstatic. So I'm thrilled. I get it. Jared Goff might not be the ideal quarterback to fit what Jameson Williams needs, but at the same time, he fits what we need, and that's what matters most. He fits what we need because we know this team isn't going to win. They might, maybe, but there's no way they're going to win.
At this point, I think the win total right now is irrelevant. The Detroit Lions have a competent front office. They have a very good GM.
Yeah, building for 23.
They will be just fine. The days of being garbage, 0-16, 0-8 start to the year, 3-3, those days are done unless they completely just can't figure out head coach and quarterback over the next 3 to 5 years, which I am confident Brad Holmes will figure out. Having said that, we talked about the Lions trading up. Russ, let's talk about tonight. Is there a move or a player the Lions could be interested where they're moving up from 46, or do you think they move back from 46? What's the play tonight?
I could see either one, to be honest, because I didn't see them moving up into the top 15. I really didn't. I mean, I thought if they were, it would have been for Malik Willis. There were some rumblings that they were trying to maybe move 32 and 34 to move up for Malik Willis, but the fact that they did it for Jameson is surprising. but maybe it is for Malik today. Maybe they put 46 and maybe a second rounder next year or a third rounder next year, even though it doesn't seem like that's the way that they would operate. But maybe then they move up for that quarterback. But as long as they're not doing the Bob Quinn type thing of moving up for a running back or moving back and taking a corner or whatever that isn't probably going to sniff the field for 2 years anyways, I don't know exactly what the play is going to be today. But I think some players that would be very interesting for them, Kyler Gordon out of Washington, Jaquan Brisker, the safety out of Penn State, Malik Willis, quarterback out of Liberty, maybe Desmond Ridder. I would be okay with the Desmond Ridder as well. I think he'd be perfect with Jameson Williams if I'm going to be honest, and he's still there. So maybe they move up and try to get in front of Seattle. Seattle's got 40 and 41, and I know they've done their homework on Desmond Ridder, so maybe that.
One thing you can bet on, that phone line is going to be hot.
Oh, yeah.
They may not move,
yeah,
but they're going to be on that phone trying to, see if they can do something.
Right.
So, which is excitement. But, it's something we will never hear if that's the case. They don't trade out of that. But I can bet you that Brad Holmes is going to be up to something.
Absolutely. Well, we'll be back in 30 seconds. Mailbag coming up. Get all of your questions into that chat room. We're going to answer as many as we can over the next 10 minutes. Again, we'll be back in 30 seconds. Don't go anywhere. Mailbag. We'll see you in a little bit.
Cintron is the official energy drink of the Red Wings, proud partners of the Detroit Pistons, and exclusively served at Little Caesars Arena. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Cintron is your top choice.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Sticker Genius is the official sticker partner of the Woodward Sports Network. When it comes to stickers and signage, think Sticker Genius. Now, if you have an ugly laugh like Maddy, I know it's tough for you to live with yourself. Having said that, the beautiful stickers that you see behind me, they were able to put together this beautiful wrap for the Planet Fitness Studios. We can't thank Sticker Genius enough.
Thank you.
Check them out and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you. Mailbag time, Adham Beydoun. Did the network pay your bail? I was not arrested, fortunately, last night. If anything, everybody at the Brass Rail did not report me for having all those bricks of coke. So I was very happy with the people down there. Adam Terry, on a scale of 1 to 10, how pissed would you be if the Lions took Kenneth Walker at 46? I would not be pissed at all. They'd be getting a fantastic player.
No, I was thinking about that name. I would be happy with that because I know my philosophy is if you can enhance your running game, that's like almost getting a good defensive player because you're on the field longer. Kenneth Walker, I would not be opposed to them drafting him in the second round.
Okay. Is linebacker the most important position to address tonight? Well, there's a second and third round, right? So you got pick 46 and 97. I would say they're taking a chance on a linebacker. Is it the most important? Maybe not. I think at this point it's just an all-defensive night. I think it's all defense. I don't see them moving up. Maybe they double dip on edge rushers. Maybe they go up for a Boye Mafe. Maybe they take Jaquan Brisker at 46 if he's there. Or Jalen Petrie. Who knows with the draft now here who's going to be where? And
there's
one
name we haven't mentioned, Nakobe Dean. He's still available.
I think he's gone. I think he's gone by 35, 36.
It's possible.
No, he may not be because
no chance. The Jaguars took Devin Lloyd. I think they're going to follow that up with an offensive lineman, or they'll go, I could say, safety or secondary.
No, there's a fear program for Nakobe Dean, how tiny he is. Now you hear he's like 4 foot tall now.
Yeah.
So he may be there. Don't be surprised at that.
Fair enough. Adam, did you notice the Lions draft room positive vibe compared to all of the NFL? Go Lions. The Lions not only are positive, not only were they positive as they should be. So proud and happy of last night. Very, very good night for the Detroit Lions. In retrospect, would you have preferred Hutch and Williams or Hutch and Willis? Hutch and Williams. I don't want a quarterback. Hey, guys, you just what?
No, guys.
You just got the number one end and number one wide receiver on the board.
You're going to be able to get a quality quarterback next year.
Yes.
You don't need him right now.
Thank
and
you.
Even if they draft a quarterback, let's say today in the second round, he ain't gonna play next year. He's not. He'll be learning, and he'll have the little clipboard, and he'll be in the quarterback room learning and developing, and that's
absolutely.
You don't need him next year.
How soon will we see Aidan Hutchinson in the studio? Ideally, very soon. We're working on it. We're working on getting some special guests during the off season. So hopefully everything works out. Having said that, guys, make sure you drop a like on the YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed if you aren't already. And again, drop a like. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining us again. Let's see what other questions we have in the chat. Who would you take next year? I think that's an irrelevant question because we just don't know yet. What about the Georgia linebacker? Russell, I'll let you weigh in on this. Channing Tindall?
Yeah.
Or Chad Muma at 46? Let's say they don't move.
Either, I mean, Muma I could see. That would make sense. He kind of would fit maybe what they're looking for is kind of that tackling machine, putting his nose in on the football, ran very well, good size overall. He has to get better at taking on blocks. He struggled against the Air Force game. Granted, that's a triple option offense, so he's getting trapped all the time, and that's a tough job for a middle linebacker to do. But he would be a good fit there. I mean, again, good length, good athletic ability, pretty good coverage skills. Watch him against Boise State. He does a pretty good job in that game. Channing Tindall, I think that's a little rich for me. If we would have said that at 66, which we don't have anymore, I would have been like, okay, that dude can blitz, that dude's got some length, and he can run. I mean, he's one of those long-strided type of linebackers that's going to chase guys down and do those types of things, especially down in the box. So I would be okay with him, but not at 46. If it's Dean or Muma, sure.
I'm with you 100%. There's a lot of players available on the board that I think the Lions will take a chance on. I think people would have wanted it at 32 possibly before all the trades happened. So look, I'll leave all of you with this. Congratulations to the Detroit Lions, their front office, their scouting department, everybody that works in the building. Congratulations. To Sheila, congratulations on a very successful, Jesus Christ. You guys talk.
He's a little verklempt. I think the Lions have knocked him. But I think the thing we can say about the Lions, and people, I've been criticized for this. I've never believed in this franchise. And I've told you over and over and over again, not only do I not believe, but why do you believe? Why do you continue to believe in someone that disappoints you all the time? Now, we may not see it next year as far as wins or losses, but I believe this is step 2 of this franchise becoming competent.
Right.
Step 2 of this franchise where you can see, I could, with a couple breaks here, I could see them winning a division title. I could see them winning a playoff game. So this is very, very important.
Yeah.
It's a young man's game. You got to nail it in the draft. You got to be aggressive. You got to be unpredictable. Yes. And they were all of that.
Yeah, and it's, you mentioned it's a young man's game. You need speed. They got maybe the fastest guy in the draft last night, even though he didn't test. And, we'll see what they do today, obviously. But you're right. It's step 2. In the building blocks of climbing the ladder or climbing the mountain, they are in step 2 of that climb. And, I think really 2023 is the year where maybe it starts turning into more wins.
Let's get a round of applause one more time to the Detroit Lions. Last night, all the hard work in the offseason, I believe it paid off last night. Brad Holmes, thank you again. Congratulations. Sheila, the entire scouting department. Detroit Lions fans, congratulations. You do not have a scumbag, incompetent front office anymore. And boy, does it feel good to have a front office that knows what the hell they're doing. So to the future, right? Here, cheers. Cheers to the future.
There is a downside, though. I'm going to tell you.
All right.
No. This guy.
I'm going to go back. Quick.
He's going to blow a gasket because they're doing such a good job. The debate is going to start maybe they should keep Jared Goff, and that's going to send you.
That can send me off. I wouldn't agree with it. That's fine. I don't have to
no,
agree
you're
with
gonna
everything.
have to. You're gonna have to defend that.
No, absolutely not. I will not defend keeping
that's
Jared
going to
Goff
be a
long
debate
term.
here. I bet you.
I will not defend Jared
Next
Goff
2
long
years.
term.
It will.
Guys, have a great day. Thank you so much for supporting the network, supporting the show. We really appreciate it. Big D coming up at 11 o'clock. Thank all of you in the chat today. Thank all of you last night. Congratulations again, Detroit Lions fans, to a beautiful future. Ideally. This is the start of something very special. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow. No, we won't.
Monday.
It's Friday.
It's the
I'm
weekend.
coked out. I'm sorry. Have a great weekend. I'm going to go sleep.
Have a good weekend.